Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into one of the most profound, genuinely life-changing concepts you could ever explore. We're unpacking Hikmah, the divine discipline of applied wisdom. If you've ever found yourself knowing exactly what the right thing to do is, but totally frozen on exactly how or when to actually do it, well, you're in the right place.
And before we get into the core of today's explainer, I just want to give a quick shout-out, a massive welcome to the Suhayl the Seeking Fox podcast. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with us for this journey. If you enjoy clear, structured deep dives like this one, please make sure to hit like, leave a comment, share, and absolutely subscribe. It really helps the community grow, and honestly, I just love reading your thoughts down in the comments.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our roadmap today covers the true essence of Hikmah, the difference between having knowledge and having true wisdom, the power of restraint, Luqman's practical counsel, intersections of the heart, and finally, the signs of a wise person. Let's get started.
Section 1. The essence of Hikmah. Seeing and acting rightly. Now, to truly wrap our heads around wisdom, we have to recognize that it is so much more than just being book smart or highly intelligent. It's an active, lived experience.
To get to the real heart of what this means, let's look at the language itself. The Arabic root of Hikmah is kha, kef, mim. Notice the very specific meanings tied to this root: to judge, to govern, to restrain, to prevent corruption, and to put something in its proper place. But listen to this, because this is my absolute favorite part. The word for a horse's bridle, hakama, comes from this exact same root. Think about what a bridle actually does. A bridle doesn't make a massive, powerful horse weak, right? It doesn't eliminate the horse's power at all. It restrains and directs that immense power so it can be useful, instead of just wildly destructive. That beautifully captures Qur'anic wisdom. It's knowledge, but disciplined toward what is right.
And that brings us to the ultimate source. One of Allah's most repeated names is Al-Hakīm, the All-Wise. Wisdom is literally intrinsic to him. That means his creation, his revelation, his commands, they are never arbitrary. They are entirely 100% purposeful. So as a believer, the goal isn't just to do whatever feels good in the heat of the moment. The goal is to align your actions with that divine wisdom, rather than just your own personal preference.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the precise wording of this famous verse. It says, "He grants wisdom to whom he wills. Whoever has been granted wisdom has certainly been given abundant good." Notice something pretty remarkable here. It doesn't just say wisdom is some good. It explicitly calls it abundant good. It's basically a multiplier. If you have wealth, wisdom makes it abundantly good. If you have knowledge, wisdom makes it abundantly good. It literally multiplies every single other blessing you have.
Moving right along to Section 2, Knowledge versus True Wisdom. Truth versus application. Because we live in the information age, it's incredibly easy to confuse these two things.
You can be an absolutely brilliant person with advanced degrees and completely lack Hikmah. On the flip side, you could have very little formal education and possess tremendous Hikmah. The core difference here is profound. Knowledge answers the question, what is true? But wisdom steps into the messy present moment and asks, okay, what should be done right now? The Qur'an repeatedly pairs the book and the wisdom. The book provides the revelation, the raw, unfiltered truth. But wisdom teaches us how that revelation lives and breathes in real, complicated human situations.
Let's look at a really practical application of this. Factually, we all know that honesty, kindness, and justice are good things, right? That's the knowledge. But wisdom is the applied truth. Wisdom is what looks at a tricky situation and asks, when should I speak up, and when should I just remain silent? When is the exact right moment to forgive, and when do I need to confront this? How do I uphold justice without losing my sense of mercy? Those answers are almost never obvious. Wisdom is that incredible ability to navigate that complex reality without ever abandoning the truth.
Section 3. The power of restraint. Wisdom as a bridle. If we remember our metaphor of the horse's bridle, it makes perfect sense that wisdom often doesn't look like doing more. It frequently looks like holding back. Not every true thing you think needs to be said immediately. Not every insult you get online or in real life deserves a reply. Frankly, not even every good opportunity is the right opportunity to take. Because of this, Hikmah manifests in incredibly dynamic choices. Sometimes wisdom tells you to wait. Sometimes it says to speak right now. And sometimes wisdom gives you the incredible strength to just walk away. It's that internal bridle at work.
All right, Section 4. Luqman's practical counsel. Everyday wisdom. The Qur'an specifically highlights Luqman, stating, "We certainly gave wisdom to Luqman." So, what did that actually look like in practice?
It wasn't high-level philosophical speculation. His counsel was incredibly grounded. Worship Allah alone. Be grateful. Honor your parents. Remember that Allah knows even the smallest deed. Establish your prayer. Enjoin what is good and forbid what is wrong. Be patient. Don't walk arrogantly. Lower your voice. What this tells us is that true wisdom doesn't just live in the mind. It appears in the entirely mundane, everyday actions of our lives.
Let's transition over to Section 5, Intersections of the Heart, Wisdom with Other States. Because wisdom doesn't operate in a vacuum. It interacts dynamically with all the other vital spiritual concepts in a believer's life. And this brilliantly illustrates how this matrix plays out. Take Sabr, or patience. Knowledge alone just wants immediate action, but with wisdom, you wait for the proper season to grow, just like a farmer who knows he can't just pull his crops upward. Now look at Mizan, or balance. Without wisdom, balance totally collapses. With wisdom, you preserve and direct it. Look at Rahmah, mercy. Mercy without wisdom becomes pure indulgence, but with Hikmah, you apply mercy without losing your sense of justice. And finally, Taqwa, mindfulness of Allah. As reverence grows, wisdom refines your judgment so it's not just intellectual, but deeply moral and spiritual. Wisdom is, essentially, the guiding force for the whole shebang.
Section 6. Signs of a wise person. Recognizing true hikmah. So, how do we actually spot this in ourselves and others?
You can instantly recognize someone applying hikmah by a few distinct traits. A wise person naturally listens before they speak. They have this amazing knack for distinguishing the essential from the trivial. They don't major in minor things. They act with foresight, constantly thinking a few steps ahead. They remain deeply humble. They control their anger. They choose fitting words. They continuously learn, and they always seek reconciliation where possible. Ultimately, a wise person is recognized way less by how cleverly they speak and far more by the actual quality of their daily decisions.
Let's move to and see how this builds in the grander scheme of a believer's spiritual journey. It's a completely organic flow. First, as we see at step 1, a person learns Mizan. They learn the balance of things. But once you know the balance, the next immense challenge, step 2, is actually living it faithfully through wise judgment, which is Hikmah. And from there, it blossoms into step 3, Basirah, which is deep spiritual insight, where your wisdom is illuminated by a really clear inner perception.
To summarize this whole incredible concept, we can define hikmah as the God-given ability to perceive reality through the light of revelation, and to act in the right way, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right measure. It is the practical, living expression of truth in our daily lives.
So I want to leave you with a question to really ponder. Thinking back to that beautiful metaphor of the Hakmah, the horse's bridle that directs immense power so purposefully, how will you apply the bridle of wisdom to your own life today? What is one situation right now where you need to hit pause, ask what should be done in this exact moment, and apply that disciplined truth?
Thank you all so much for joining me on the Suhayl the Seeking Fox podcast for this explainer on hikmah. I really hope this structure helped illuminate such a beautiful concept for you today. If it did, please take a second to hit like, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway, share this with someone who would benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking wisdom.